you have to understand that if you are able to withdraw and insert knowledge and output information and output sound, which is then in turn information and knowledge or things for other people to hear and sense, then that eventually had to have came from something, the sum of things, before things summed up. Whether you believe in something or not, you feel something right now. Whether you're a robot vibrating or whether you're really here, you came from something. Now that something isn't just a little blah, non-important thing. That something is what you've always been and could never be anything other than. Most can't think like that, but that's how it is. That vast intelligence that started before we were telling the stories is a centrally located source waiting to be tapped into and listened to for its truth. Not for its falsities, but for its truth. And when there's a channel for it, that channel doesn't feel high and mighty or think that it's God. It just is one with that thing that we call that thing. And it really is. And every one of us is tapped into it at some degree right now. Right now. Whether it's the evil side, the good side, the bad side, the dark side, the demon side, the whoo side. Every being. So it's not our fault if animals go crazy on us. No, it's not. Sometimes it can happen. But if we can tune ourselves into being properly active people, they won't feel threatened and same back and forth. Isn't that true? If an animal isn't scary to you, you're not scary to it. And over a period of time, you feel more comfortable around it. So it's the same thing with us. We kill a whole bunch of them, then we get comfortable with a bunch of them. We kill a bunch of them, and then we get comfortable with a bunch of them. There's separation in the animal kingdom because we've trained some and tamed some and kept some nice and comfortable and disperse the other ones and kill them and slaughter them. Like, of course we've caused this separation. Pretty obvious, and honestly, just, come on. So that central location doesn't say, hey, now go tell people that you're the central location. But when it really happens, and a person is still intact in that form that the central location is shining through, wouldn't that person say, hey, it's not me, but at the same time, it's me, and it's how I feel. But I'm tapped in, and I can talk to all the time. I can be looking at you and say, what would you want me to do? And that answer comes from the deepest, darkest place that people will have never found, because I brought it with me from the dark side, or from the death side, from the other side to this side. Like the fourth, the fifth dimension is when we know that we are God, and now we can create it. Like we are in space and time, and we know it. We're nothing more than that. We're energy moving that around. We're balancing that out. We're not listening to people saying what they want to do to balance out their economy, because their economy is unbalancing nature with the heat. Think about it. That's really the structure of math. We've unbalanced ourselves because we've let people run us, or be in control, not run us. We're not being ran. We're just following along. And if we merged on top of the idea of being held down and having that vote for somebody to be in charge and said, we can do this on our own. But on our own means together, but individually, building up with sense, knowing how to do it. And then on a little scale and on a mega scale, now we can do it. Because we actually have the right means to do it. And we are smart enough to do it. And we can teach it easily from the time they're born. And nobody knew this, so they had to use what they knew they could do and use it for their advantage so nobody went crazy. But now people won't go crazy. Start with the people that are right now to the point where they can't help themselves and they're having a hard time, and work on them. Also, the children, and because we care, we do this. Not because we want to manipulate them and grow them up to be our little puppies or our little, prodigies or our little we say what you get to do. No, let them be what they want to be. But bring them up under the right conditions and they won't be wanting to be slaughterers or murderers or, different funky things, I don't know. But all the nasty things, all the great things, whatever they want to be. Our kids are magnificent. We're magnificent. We just got to show ourselves that we care by caring about what we show ourselves. So, that's all I'm going to say. Peace.